Minister of Home Affairs, Leon Schreiber, has proposed new immigration laws, among which he proposes that foreigners married to South Africans will no longer automatically be granted citizenship. There will be background checks for eligibility. Also, if someone wants refugee status in SA, it will not be granted if they pass 3 safe countries before reaching South Africa. Finally, living in South Africa for many years will no longer lead to automatic citizenship. Citizenship will be granted if someone has no run-ins with the law, meaning that only those who follow South African laws will be granted citizenship. All of these are proposed bills. Only Ramaphosa can sign them into law. Parliament passes strict immigration bill forcing illegal foreigners to appear in court within 48 hours after being arrested, so that they could be deported back to their countries faster. The National Council of Provinces has passed the Immigration Amendment Bill during Parliament's final sitting of the year. The legislation updates South Africa's immigration detention framework, bringing it in line with rulings made by the Constitutional Court on the rights of detained undocumented foreign nationals. The bill amends the Immigration Act of 2002 by introducing stricter time limits on detention. Under the new provisions, any undocumented foreign national arrested for deportation must be brought before a court within 48 hours of being detained by immigration authorities. Once the detainee appears in court, a judge must determine whether continued detention is justified. The court must assess whether further detention serves the interests of justice before deportation processes are allowed to proceed under the amended law. Parliament says the amendment strengthen judicial oversight, protect constitutional rights, and provide clearer operational guidance for immigration officials. The changes aim to ensure lawful, fair, and transparent handling of immigration detention across the country. Here's a clear, up-to-date overview of South Africa's immigration laws and the main disadvantages or challenges foreigners face under recent and proposed changes, 2024 to 2025. The situation is evolving, so I'll break it down into key areas where the law impacts non-citizens the most. South Africa 1. Stricter entry and visa rules. Passport control, visa requirements and uncertainty. South Africa requires most foreigners to have a valid visa before entry. Simply having travel documents doesn't guarantee admission. Immigration officers have wide discretion to refuse entry without detailed reasons, which can make planning travel or relocation unpredictable. Bregmans.co.za. Prohibited risk of being declared undesirable. If someone overstays their visa, the law now allows them to be declared an undesirable person, meaning they're banned from re-entering South Africa for 12 months for a short overstay. Up to 5 years for longer overstays. GPA. This is one of the most serious penalties for foreigners because it can bar travel or future residency. Scroll to new immigration regulations and visa categories. Briefcase, more complex work visa rules. Recent reforms introduced a points-based system for work visas, similar to countries like Canada and Australia. While this can help some skilled migrants, it also means applicants must score enough points based on qualifications, experience, language, etc. Employers must meet strict criteria to hire foreigners, including demonstrating that no South African citizen can fill the position. Newland Chase +1. This can make work visas harder to obtain for mid-level professionals without high-demand skills. Laptop Computer 3. Remote work and digital nomad visas, new but restrictive. South Africa has introduced a type of remote worker visa, allowing foreigners to stay while working for foreign employers. However, minimum income requirements are high, around ZAR 650,000, R1,000,000 depending on source. Weberwenzel.com+1. These visas do not allow employment for South African companies. Holders may have tax obligations depending on length of stay and agreements. Weberwenzel.com. This limits opportunities for those wanting to work locally. Woman Office Worker 4. Labor and employment restrictions. New proposals and related legislation are tightening rules on employing foreigners, including quotas on foreign workers in certain sectors. Employers must prove they couldn't hire a South African before offering a job to a foreign national. Skills transfer plans may be required. CliffDeckerHoffmeyer.com. These rules increase the burden on employers and make it harder for foreigners to find or keep jobs. 1:05. Delays and bureaucratic backlogs. Even before the newest changes, foreigners often faced long visa processing times, sometimes many months to over a year. Reddit. Delays that can leave people in legal limbo, unable to travel or renew permits. Reddit. Slow bureaucracy remains a practical disadvantage. Ambulance 6. Hostile social and administrative environment. Although not strictly laws, the social climate affects foreigners. Rising xenophobia and anti-immigrant activism can impact access to services like healthcare, e.g., clinic blockades by anti-migrant groups. AP News. Some employers and officials may act in ways that reflect public sentiment rather than strict legal policy. Reddit. This can make daily life more difficult even for legal residents. Brain Summary. Key disadvantages for foreigners. Impact on foreign nationals. Issue. Stricter entry and visa enforcement. Higher risk of refusal or deportation, travel bans after overstay. Complex work visa requirements. Harder to qualify and secure employment. High income thresholds for remote visas. Limited access for many foreign professionals.